Not great. Yeah, fantastic. We've got a great relationship, and I am very lucky and grateful for their support. But there was a time when it was rough. Yeah, a couple of years actually when we didn't talk too much to each other. Bueno, that was a dramatic intro. By the way, this box right here is the reason why I decided to do this video. We got this yesterday, it's an award, but more about it later on. Let's talk about families first. I would say every family has its ups and downs, good things and bad things, mine at least did, but in general I would say I've got great memories of my childhood and my relation with my parents in general. Other than one specific time in my life, I would say I've got an immense luck to have them support me in my career. In fact, it was my mom who got me started in music. She had my uncle teach me guitar lessons, and then I took piano and music lessons. In my family, music was very important for whatever reasons, even though my parents weren't musicians. My mom always made sure that I did the music homework as much as the school homework, and my dad took me to conservatory almost every day for 15 years, and the last 5 years was an hour from home. By then, I developed an interest in film music, and I got a scholarship to study film music in the film scoring program in the University of Southern California. I applied, but I did not get accepted that first year, which it actually was a blessing because in the meantime, I decided to take a few Berklee online courses. There, Ben Newhouse, my teacher, I guess he saw something in me, and he, a few years later, offered me to teach at Berklee online. I became the youngest teacher to teach at Berklee. I'm very proud of that. Well, I got accepted to USC the year after, so I moved to Los Angeles to study film scoring, and my dream started. It was awesome. I loved Los Angeles and the film industry so much that when I graduated, I wanted to stay to try being a film composer. Now, my parents thought that when I would graduate, I would come back home, but I told them that I wanted to try to become a film composer in Hollywood. Did they like the idea? No. No, they did not like the idea. Cero. Nada. Now, my parents own a small school in a small town in Spain. It's been their life project. They started from scratch 40 years ago, and they envisioned that my sister and I would continue running the business when they retired. Still, I decided to stay in LA. My parents obviously weren't thrilled about it. I had no money because the money from the scholarship was gone. I didn't have any financial support. Luckily, I found a movie that paid. So I had that money for a little bit, but then it was gone again, and I moved to working as an assistant for another composer, but I hated that job, and so I left. I struggled a bit. I made the first year until the OPT visa extension expired, and I didn't have enough money to pay the lawyers to process the new Work 01 visa. So I went back to Spain. My parents obviously predicted that, and so I went back with a very low self-esteem. So I'm back to Spain, and my wife and I started working at my parents' school for 5 years. I taught piano and music, and I would keep composing in early morning and in the evening. Now, I am very grateful of the opportunity that they gave us. It was a very safe, stable job, but it wasn't my call. So one day I approached my parents and I said, "Hey, Mom, Dad, I appreciate very much this opportunity, but it's just not my call. I want to pursue my career as a film composer. I understand that you had this vision of my sister and I taking over the business at some point, but it's just not gonna happen. And I'm aware of the consequences of what I'm saying. I understand that I have no right to inherit any part of this business, and I don't want it. I don't want any of the benefits of this business." And yeah, easier said than done. It was ugly. That resulted in a big argument and couple of years of not talking to each other very much. Yeah. The worst part of the argument, I'll tell you which one. They told me that I would never be able to build or create or do something meaningful in my life. And they compared me to one of my uncles, who always has ideas and starts some of them, but always fails because of his lack of responsibility and discipline, among other problems. And that hurt me real bad back then. But I know they didn't mean it, and you say a lot of mean things that you don't really mean in one of these heated arguments. I'm sure I said things that hurt their feelings as well. But after that, I've got to thank my parents to for the support that they've always given me and for always pushing me in the right direction. Even though we've had different points of view sometimes, that's challenged me to grow, and ultimately they've seen what's important for me in my life and they gave me support. So here we go again, one more time. My wife and I moved to LA, and the rest is history. But if you want to know the long version of the story since we moved to LA, go and watch my last video in my other YouTube vlog channel. I'll link it up here and in the description if you haven't watched already. But longer story short, we moved there with a few $1,000s saved, $15,000 to be exact. But things did not go the way we planned. And with no projects, no teaching, and no source of income, we ended with $2,300 left in a few months. And that gave us two options. We either went back to Spain and faced the "I told you" from my parents one more time, or we tried something crazy. And with nothing to lose at this point, we went with the something crazy approach. So what did we do? We created a course, SBO, Composing Orchestral Music Using Sample Libraries, and we launched it. And it worked. It worked. It was a $1,000 course, and we sold 12 copies in 1 month. And all of a sudden, we had the same money saved than the money that we saved in Spain in a few years. No, we had no idea what we were doing. I mean, we worked really hard to create and promote and launch that course. But no, we had no idea what we were doing. No, we are all teachers and musicians and composers. Here's what happened though. Because I didn't know how to code, I didn't know how to build a website. We use this software, it's called ClickFunnels. That's kind of like allows you to build a website, drag and drop type of thing. So it's very easy if you don't know how to code. And these guys, this company puts a marketing event every year, and so we were interested, and well, we finally bought 2 tickets and we went to that event. That was February 2018. So in this event they do 2 things. 1, they teach marketing, and 2, they give awards. Teaching is great, but what's even better is the inspiration and motivation, the momentum and energy that they create in the event makes you want to achieve more once you leave the event. And this is how they do it. So the highlight of this event is the awards ceremony. They give an award to those who have made $1 million using ClickFunnels, meaning if you use ClickFunnels, their software, to build your website, and you sell something, a product, a service, a course, and you sell $1 million worth of that, they give you an award. It's a plaque to recognize your achievement, and they give you that plaque in front of an audience of 3,000 people. It is hot in here. Let me go somewhere else, but the kids are downstairs. Well, I'll tell you why. I'm a very competitive person. No, it's not even that much about the money. It's not even the $1 million. It's the fact that I'm sitting in the audience and a random dude just like me stands up and picks up the award. In fact, 300 people actually picked up the award, just 10% of the room. And I'm thinking, hey, if they can do it, so can I. Actually, next year I'm gonna be up there in that stage and I'm gonna get that award. Yeah, we did make $1 million. It took us 2 years, not 1 as I predicted or wanted. But we never went to pick up that award actually. See, for a while we did focus on that financial milestone and that $1 million because we saw people getting the award, getting the result. It made me believe that it was possible. And everything in life starts with a belief. You believe first, and then you take the first step, laser focus, and then move towards that goal. And Ali, did that go well?
No.
Nope. It was the worst time in cinematic composing, and it makes sense. See, at the beginning, before the award, before the event, we naturally focused on serving. We are musicians and teachers, and money is important, yes, for sure, but we naturally move more towards giving value and serving and teaching and art and music in general. And then after the event, my focus shifted towards that result, the award, the money. And obviously it didn't work out very well because it's selfish. It just serves someone's ego, really. But one day I had a realization. It is not about selling, it's about serving. And I wrote that as big as I could, bien grande, in a whiteboard that we have in the office. I mean, since then we've been focused on serving and things have exploded. We've got exponential growth. We doubled the amount of sales the year after. We've been enrolling twice the amount of students every year. We've enrolled more than 7,000 students. We've sold more than 23,000 courses at the moment. And honestly, I think it is the secret. Even if the only thing that you care about is money. Perfectly fine, it's okay with me, completely fair. Okay, but still focus on serving. Focus on creating a product that's truly of value to the people that you are trying to serve, and money will come anyway. Money is a consequence because you're focusing on creating value and helping or enhancing someone else's life. Yeah, we actually received it to our door yesterday, and that's why I did this video, because it's funny. We even forgot about the award, and but we received an email with, hey, you guys have done well over $1 million. Aren't you gonna apply for the award? And we were like, well, at some point this was important for us. Should we just do it? And we did it, and we received the award. But the funny story is that it was mislabeled, meaning we received the award and it says congratulations for your achievement and your name. And our name was wrong. It was someone else's award. And isn't it funny or fascinating that sometimes you've got like something that triggers you to start on a journey or a new path or something, and you experience so much growth in that journey that the goal that you were initially trying to reach doesn't even matter anymore. Bueno, vamos a abrir el premio. Mami.
Vale, va.
Lo empiezo, yo lo empiezo y lo sacas tú, ¿eh?
Vale, va.
Porque este premio es de los dos.
Vale. Ah, con bolitas y todo.
Bueno, vamos, sácalo tú.
Oh, wow. Está tan emocionado.
Muy chulo.
A ver.
¿Qué es esto, mamá? Mamá, se han equivocado.
¿Por qué?
Mira lo que pone. Espectacular Smith.
What?
Se han equivocado. Espectacular Academy 2021.
No, that's not ours.
Mamá, ¿este es nuestro?
No.
Nope,
Se han
no es el
equivocado.
nuestro. Pero bueno. Now, before I proceed further, I figured I have to clarify. Is this my house? Nope, I wish it was. But no, we are renting here. We got kicked out from our old house because the owner wanted to sell and we had to move out quickly. A neighbor led us to this place and we are renting for a little bit, a very reasonable price, till we find a better solution. Now we are very grateful to have a chance to enjoy this wonderful, gorgeous house, but we are leaving soon. Second question, did I make $1 million? No, the school did, the company did. 3, does the school keep that $1 million? No, there are expenses. There are 10 people working here. We've got other expenses, advertising, student support, and so much more. All right, but how much money do you make, amigo mío, Mark, Giovanni? So what we've done is, for the first 3 years, I didn't get paid. We reinvested everything back into cinematic composing. And then after that, I assigned myself a pay of $700 each month. And what we did is, depending on how much we needed to live, we took a portion of the profits. And for living and to save a little bit, and after 5 years we've been able to save enough to buy a small house. So the house that we've bought cost us $500,000, and while it seems a lot of money, because it actually is a lot of money, if you compare with other houses, it is way cheaper than anything that you can find here. Just to give you an idea, an average a house in LA or Santa Monica is gonna cost in average at least $1 million, and it's more like $1.5 million. So this house that we just bought is $500,000. We've put 20% down, so you can make the math and you'll see it's quite a bit less than what a computer engineer makes here in California. But we're very happy that we found that house, and the mortgage that we're gonna pay each month is half the price that we pay for the rent of this house. If you wanna know how much we pay for this house rent and why we are moving, I explained that in my vlog channel here. I'm just gonna go out for a second because I see Ali explaining the neighbors that we are living, and I should be there. Oh man, it's dark. All right, let's continue. So how did I do that $1 million? Well, here I could talk about so many things. We could talk about how we've reached over 10 million people with ads, or how we've built a list of almost 100,000 people, or how we've built a stellar customer support team. And all those things are key factors when it comes to go from 0 to a million and beyond. But none of them make any difference compared to the most important thing. And what's the most important thing? Well, certainly it is not obsessing about money. It is not obsessing about the result that you want to achieve. So what it is then, I think, is love for what you are doing. I personally did my first million when I started loving what I was doing, when I felt joy every single minute, and when I felt excited to wake up every day because it felt like I found my purpose. And to me, all this came together when I started listening to my true nature. And all this may sound a little bit weird, but basically it's asking yourself the question, what makes you feel good? What makes you feel in peace? What makes you enjoy every single minute? And to me personally, it took me a while. It took me 30 plus years to figure this out. But it comes to be that, to me, what makes me feel good is giving and sharing and serving. That's what makes me feel good. Serving as a teacher, but also as a composer, meaning trying to give my all, trying to give my greatest contribution, if that makes sense, every time. And it may seem weird or complicated, but in general, for me, for example, it's just answering this simple question. When I'm doing something or I'm on a project, it's answering this question. How could I do this? Or what could I do that would bring the greatest value? Simple as that. So for example, I'm working on a movie, right? And if I'm just thinking, I'm working on a movie, I'm gonna do the best music possible. That would be just the minimum, right? If I ask the question, what could I do so I bring the best value? I'll come up with answers like, well, I'm gonna have the music delivered 1 week ahead of the deadline. I'll try to. Or for the most important cues, I'll do 2 versions, so they've got more options. Or I'll create a system to deliver the music so it's very easy for them to review the music. And that is going to enhance the experience and bring more value to them. And for sure, this is gonna cost more. It's gonna be harder to deliver at this level. And most likely, I'm gonna have to ask for help to a friend composer, and we'll have to share. I'm gonna compose half of the music, you're gonna compose half of the music, and we're gonna split the budget and the royalties, etc. And I won't keep as much money, but for sure, they will call me later on if I keep delivering at the same level. Now, at this point, you may be thinking, hey, Mark, you didn't generate that much money working as a composer. And you are right, I generate less money working as a composer. I generate more money leading cinematic composing. And you are right if you are thinking of the composer who just works on composing projects, composing for movies, composing for video games, etc. But I compose every day, and I have the immense luck that I can choose the type of music that I want to compose. I compose for both my movies. I do 2, 3, 4 a year, but I also compose to prepare my classes depending on what I'm teaching. I've got friends who compose additional music for another composer, and it's kind of like a 9 to 5 job. They get paid $200 per minute of music composed, and they compose about 1 to 3 minutes of music per day. I think it's a great gig, it's good money, and their music goes to major TV shows. But still they complain that they don't have the freedom to compose what they want, and they end composing the same type of music over and over again. It gets stressful. I started this journey to prove my dad wrong, which means that negative thoughts fueled me initially. And hey, proving people wrong can be a powerful motivator. It was for me. It helped me get started in my journey. Once I was in this journey, I discovered who I was and what was my purpose. And I still have lots to learn, but what I can say is that once you are walking your path, you feel so much more free and alive. And this is exactly what this video is about. I didn't do this video to show you other ways of doing money as a composer, or how much we've made at cinematic composing, or even to inspire you to start your career as a composer or to teach online. I didn't do it so you can copy or to give you the magic key to make money or anything like that, or not even to show you how much I care about people and giving, which I do. But no, I did this video to hopefully inspire you to start. I shared my path with you, so you see that there was a moment when I took the first step. I decided, I believed I could do it, and I went for it. And I also wanted to share with you that there were moments where I was scared, but the rewards were so worth it. And no, I'm not talking about the money. Yes, money does make a difference for sure, gives you more options, and it solves problems. But at the same time, it also brings stress and worriness. It makes you feel guilty when you spend it, and for sure it does not bring happiness. Following your life purpose though, that brings real joy and peace and abundance, and once in a while, a little bit of happiness. But none of this would have been possible if I didn't take the first step, and man, it has been so worth it. I am so grateful for the life that I get to live. I'm not completely free, obviously, but I have a level of freedom that I didn't have a few years ago, and I enjoy that so much. It all starts with a choice, a decision, and with that decision, a journey starts. And when that journey starts, you discover so much about yourself. You may even find your purpose in life. Maybe it's time for you to start your journey. When my dad compared me to my uncle, that made me so mad. That gave me the strength and the motivation to move to another country. That started my journey literally. I thought it would be to pursue my career as a composer. Turns out that my life was meant to be divided between being a composer, but also an entrepreneur, a teacher, and a father. Then when I saw those people receiving the award, that made me believe that I could do it as well. And with that, a second journey started. Turns out that I was wrong again. It's not about selling, it's about serving. And that concept made me grow so much, and with my growth, so did grow cinematic composing. It's all about growth, but you will not grow if you don't live a life worth growing for, but that's for another video. By the way, if you wanna see the house, the beautiful house where I live and why I'm leaving this house for a smaller one, check out my vlog channel, my other YouTube channel. I started posting a month ago, and I made a commitment to post once a week. It's less about music and sequencers and a little bit more about life. It's less edited, it's more raw, it's more conversational. I get 100 times less views than in this channel, but if you go and check out and I've got a little bit more views, it'll make my commitment stronger. Other than that, thanks so much for watching. Have a great day, compose some great music, and I'll see you in the next one.